Welcome to round one of the Glass Blown Open. This is the back nine at Country Club in Emporia, Kansas. I'm Tina Oakley.
And I'm Zach Melton. Thanks for joining us.
We got Gatekeeper Media covering the chase card of the women in one of our favorite places, Emporia.
And I think after the front nine, we had Rebecca at -1 leading the card, playing super clean. And Kat's right behind her. So is Vanessa, both at +1, and Zoe at +4. And they're all throwing some really good shots.
We had a pretty calm day this day. It's a little wet in the grass, but not much weather-wise to deal with. So perfect day for disc golf.
Yeah, I feel like halfway through the round, the grass started drying out a little bit. Sun didn't really want to come out. It was kind of overcast.
Not much, yeah. All right, we're on the 10th hole of Country Club layout. This hole is blind, completely blind. There's OB on the right and left, and takes a smash to get it down there, but it's certainly gettable for the women.
Yeah, it's definitely downhill, but you still have to rip it to kind of get on the right angle to hold.
Like that.
Just like
Just
that.
like that.
And I believe that purple disc, I called it a D3. I believe it's an X3, and there weren't many of those purple ones, and she's been throwing that for a long time, and it doesn't fly like an X1 anymore.
That was a really good shot. I'd say the most common play on this to get the distance is that flex shot down the middle, and you're kind of messing with the right side for a little while, but as long as you don't hit anything, you should be okay.
And
That might have, hyzered out of bounds.
she found that golf fairway, which is out of bounds.
A little low.
Vanessa's like, I'm just going to lay up.
I'm just going to get to the top of the hill.
Yeah. You're right, though. I think the shot to get down there, you basically have to pull a disc over on Anheuser and kind of throw it towards the OB and trust that it's gonna fight out of it at the right moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully that sits down. It's got a little hyzer.
Yeah, that left side's really easy to get to. With that downhill slope like that, if you don't get over on it, it's so easy for that to hyzer out.
Absolutely. You can't come over the hill with that hyzer angle. Vanessa throwing a putter.
A little early release, it looks like, but she should have a putt at it to save par.
Yeah, you got that one tree, I feel like, kind of more center cut in the fairway. You kind of got to miss left or right of when you're approaching, or even on the drive. Zoe misses just left. She has a look to save her bogey, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that white OB line is pretty close to the basket, too. It's easy to get to, so I think some of the upshots on this hole are a little shy because it's downhill, so it's easy to short it on accident.
Yeah, it's inside the circle.
It
Right
is,
there on the
yeah.
right side.
Oh.
Wow. She definitely thought that was in.
Yeah,
That was such a good line.
it looked great, right in the middle. Just a little low.
Can't believe she left it short. Sorry, Catrina, I had to once. Zoe pulled it right. I think she wanted to be a little closer for her bogey look.
Nice putt, Vanessa.
Great par save.
Yeah, from top of the hill, that's not bad at all.
I didn't see very many people, lay up to the top to play for par, but she pulled it
Interesting
off.
strategy.
She pulled it off, though. Has Rebecca gone to more of a straddle this year with her putt? Because I feel like she didn't always.
You could be right. Yeah, I know she worked on it a ton last off-season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's already had a good putt all of last year, so she did some really, really big work on her putt, I think 2 years ago. So maybe that's what happened.
Maybe something she figured out.
Yeah.
Zoe cleaning up and Catrina with the easy par. Tough birdie to get. Even in the MPO field, you don't see it a lot.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Just it being blind and that OB on the left. 33% birdies.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of struggled with a few OB shots, but she's throwing the disc well.
Yeah. Yeah, for a lot of the field on this course, the birdies are just really, really hard to get. Everything's a perfect drive and usually an upshot.
Yeah, they require really good shots executed to get looks. Not guaranteed.
Yeah. So this hole 11's pretty straightforward. The right side of that path is inbounds, and anything left of it is OB. There's OB on the right side as well, but you're kind of playing over this.
Kind of little ravine.
Yeah.
And then back up.
Yeah, so you're throwing a flat shot for the most part, but if you don't have the distance, then you end up in that, uphill kind of position.
I see a lot of people, they don't even play for birdie with all the OB on the left, and there's OB right, so they kind of just pitch towards the hillside.
Mm-hmm. That's looking good. It didn't look like she was happy with that, but
No, she didn't like it.
it's inbounds. I feel like that's a big accomplishment on this one.
She'll live with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's OB right next to the basket too. So if you go too aggressive off the tee pad and try to get to the basket, it's so easy for it to skip left OB.
It is. It's inside the circle, I believe, on that left side. And
Yeah, Rebecca just found that. A little before the basket though.
yeah, I think she had it wide enough to where she should get a pretty reasonable spot
Yeah.
and clean up the four, unless she just wants to throw it in for us. But I think Zoe knew that was
She
moving
didn't like
left.
that either.
Moving left a little quick.
It's interesting to see the difference between how the men play this hole and the women, just because it is quite far. It's almost 400 feet,
Yeah.
and not really uphill, but kind of.
Yeah, it is a little.
Yeah, so the men can go for it and skip out of bounds by this basket a lot, and I feel like the safer play for the women is just to get it into the field, kind of where Vanessa is, and pitch it up, or at least try to have a jump putt at it.
Yes, I feel like the MPO field, every round I feel like I played, and it's also at least one person on my card go would be left over the pass, because
Yeah.
when you attack the basket, it gets really into play.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow, Catrina, look, she's
Look at
smiling
that
after that one.
smile.
I think that was a circle 2 hit.
That was awesome.
Great birdie. She's like, oh yeah, wow, did that go in? No. Should have a par cleanup from Vanessa. Yep. And a couple bogey cleanups with Zoe and Rebecca. Looks like they're having a good time out here, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have good vibes. Oh, and you can see Ava in the background there. Oh, giving Kat some knuckles.
Oh, yeah, she's like, nice birdie, fist bump.
Ava had snacks for the whole FPO division. She brought this cart around with her the whole time, giving snacks to the girls. So cool.
Yeah, she's super nice. She came up to me after one of my rounds and just had some nice words. She's like, oh, man. She's sorry, you'll bounce back after a rough one.
Yeah,
So.
she's sweet. So this hole's 314 feet, but also uphill.
It plays so much longer.
Yeah, like, it seems like it should be gettable, but man, it's still so hard. There's a giant tree right in the middle that you don't want to be behind or in. And then that's... Oh, come on. Yep.
She hit it.
Yeah, so generally, or what I saw the most was a flex Anheuser shot that would hopefully pan out and then, finish by the basket. But it's such a tricky shot to hit, and there's that OB on the right side, so there's the risk of overturning it.
Yeah,
So this is really common. You just end up throwing it into the tree instead, which is not a good place to be. You don't really have a birdie opportunity like you want.
Unless you're a left-handed or have a humongous sidearm.
Right.
You've got to try to flex it in front of that tree.
I did start to see just the hyzer play to throw it pretty much at the tree, let it hyzer out on the left side, and then you'd have a long putt at it. But at least easy, simple. Like, you might have a birdie look, but you're
Just
not
to
getting
stay away from
anything more than
trouble.
a 3.
Yeah, it's smart. Looks like we should have a some routine up shots. Well, a couple of them are under the
Couple of
tree,
them,
but
yeah.
yeah, hopefully a star par group.
Yeah.
The tree limbs are so low on this tree. I know. I was there.
I saw.
Good
Yeah,
approach.
that'll work. I'm not trying to do too much. There's no risk though, so going for the putt from here, except unless you're worried about hitting those branches, isn't the worst idea.
Yeah, Vanessa kind of
Yeah,
threw it a
little
little low,
little
but
low.
she's still in the circle. She can make this putt for sure.
Nice.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I expect that for sure.
Absolutely.
She's so good.
I feel like a couple of years ago, you could really tell she worked on her game and came back as
Mm-hmm.
just a really solid putter.
The Dynamic Discs Golden Retriever is a fantastic tool for getting your discs back when they've strayed a little too far from dry ground. With a compact design, it fits easily in your bag so it's always there when you need it. Using a Golden Retriever can speed up pace of play and save you from having to jump in yourself. We have a 100% guarantee you'll be satisfied. If you're not, return it in a usable condition for a full refund. For a little extra confidence next time you're throwing over water, make sure you're covered with a Golden Retriever.
Hole 13, 394 feet. This is a tee pad that both FPO and MPO play together. OB right the entire way over the sidewalk, and there's also OB left the entire way. Surprise.
Are you sensing a theme?
Yeah.
This is a long hole. It's I think a pretty straightforward par 3. Another one that's like you probably shouldn't be fouring it unless you threw it out of bounds, but it's uphill, so it's not. I don't know if there were any birdies from the FPO field. It's
I'm
so
not
far.
sure. It honestly, because the shot I feel like is to hang it out over OB and have it
Right.
come back the whole way, which Vanessa turned hers over too much, but it almost takes like 400 feet of power, I feel like, to get it, to park the hole. I mean, a 360, 70-foot shot can get you a putt, but it makes you really throw at the OB, and
Stable up.
hoping to see a skip.
Come on, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a good
That's
disc.
great.
What a good disc.
Yeah, and that's really common. That right side's wide open, but that is where the OB is. It's just you're better off throwing a hyzer that way than trying to go on the left side where all the trees are. You can find some trouble over there.
Yeah,
That looked
Catrina.
good.
That does look good. Gonna get a little skip back. Should be an easy approach. Catrina hit, I feel like the tree that kind of frames up, that little tree you kind of want to miss right of. Vanessa's gonna throw her approach first. But Cat stayed in bounds, so should be able to pitch up for par. What sidewalk?
That's the play a lot, though, is like skipping something stable off the sidewalk. As long as you have something stable, but
Spoken by someone who seems like they've skipped it off the sidewalk.
a time or two.
Rebecca's got a
Putting
jump
from
at-
there.
yeah.
Wow.
It's a big drive.
Holy cow, that's awesome.
She's like, Vanessa, I can get closer.
Well, maybe it is gettable then. I didn't see anything that far. That was a great shot. But she does have that distance. You can tell in her form. She just puts everything she has into her throw.
Hopefully Catrina cleans up this putt,
Yeah.
takes a par. And I believe we only had one shot go OB. Was that
Mhm.
Vanessa's? Good putt.
I don't remember whose it was.
Yeah, it was Vanessa. Couple of tap ins, don't hit your head. Honestly thought she hit her head.
You couldn't tell from her pony.
Hole 14, I believe.
Yeah.
Probably one of the tougher par fours.
Actually, no.
No?
No. This is one that I'm not gonna say it plays soft, but it's birdieable.
FPO does have a
100%.
different tee pad, correct?
Yeah, we do have a shorter tee pad, so
Okay.
that's a good point. There's a
That's
shorter
what it
tee
is.
pad, probably 100 feet, at least,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even more.
Yeah, I'd say 100's a good call.
So what I like about this hole is exactly what Kat just did, being able to kind of open up without a lot of risk. She didn't quite hit her line, but she's still in bounds. So you can throw a big flex line. There's so many different options, which is like my favorite thing about disc golf, is watching people take different paths. And there's one of them, the hyzer on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
There is OB over there, but as long as you have a stable disc, you're going to be fine. And then you can see the basket, and you have another hyzer from over there.
I feel like those shots are 300 feet apart.
Yeah,
This
they probably are at
This
least.
is the first time in a while you kind of get to open up, like you said, and big, wide fairway.
Yeah. And then some people go straight up the middle because you've got a good look from the middle side, there, like even between those trees. There's a couple low-hanging branches, but it's not too bad. Now that, oh, that was going to be so good if
That
it
was
didn't
gonna
hit
be big.
those. But she's still wide open, so it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, as long as you have a line for your second shot, like Zoe's getting,
That is a
that's
great
in
shot.
the circle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that one last big tree. The basket just is tucked right behind. If you can beat that, then you get a look.
Just going for the hyzer from there. Wonder if she was trying to get all the way up there or just, there is that OB fence right there, so
Yeah.
I think she just kind of got scared of that. That's a great shot from Rebecca.
Playing that right side skip the whole
Yeah.
way. And Catrina's throwing a standstill putter.
So those branches right there are really low hanging.
Really low.
There's only a couple feet. Yeah, you can see where they like Vanessa's touching them. So like Kat's having to throw around those and under those from where she's at. So it's kind of hard being on that left side.
That drive was huge.
That was amazing.
It almost looked like she was close to pin high left. But being able to throw a putter standstill on your second shot definitely has to be nice.
Yeah. Little snafu there.
Yeah, I'd say 9 times out of 10 Zoe hits that putt.
Yeah, it looked like she was rushing a little bit. I like Vanessa's putt. It's just so direct.
I know. Just laser beam.
Once she's committed to it, it's flying.
Got a couple shorties.
When
for
you
birdie,
order
I
from
think.
Dynamic Discs, we do our best from start to finish. First, we receive your order from the website and print out the packing slip detailing the specific items you selected. Then, your order is pulled directly from the shelves, packed in a cardboard box to prevent bending during transit, and quickly on its way to you with free shipping. For every purchase online with Dynamic Discs, you'll receive rewards points so you can save on your next order. We'll work with you to make sure you get the exact disc you're looking for. For anything from Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or Westside Discs, head to dynamicdiscs.com.
All right, we got Catrina tied for the lead with Jessica Weiss, and Rebecca sitting even. And Paige is at 1 over now.
Hole 15, 347 feet. I believe this does play like an island.
It does. And that brown on your right is OB.
Yeah. Left of the sidewalk, right of the sidewalk, and short of the sidewalk are all out of bounds, and that fairway.
This is an interesting hole. We have a different tee pad on this one. It's a little bit shorter, or quite a bit shorter, actually.
Yeah, the men's is a little around 100 feet longer.
Yeah, but because it's an island, I think that's a fair.
I think it's
thing.
a great change.
Yeah. And if you don't make it in bounds, there's a drop zone, but it's actually pretty punishing.
The drop zone's a tricky shot.
Because you could throw a turnover and cross the island, but then the drop zone pushes you back like 100 feet.
It's definitely tough.
Yeah.
And I feel like this big tree right there in the shot, you will either want to miss left or right of it. It's kind of
You
in
don't want to
the
hit
zone.
it. I saw a couple shots that would hit it and either almost push it OB right or did, so.
Yeah, the OB's maybe 10, 15 feet right of it.
Yeah. That's a great shot from Zoe.
Yeah, we're seeing some good shots.
This one's hard to reach as well, but it's definitely reachable. It's a little more flat ground, so I'd imagine a player like Kat could birdie this with that distance.
Yeah, she's got a little bit extra. Seems like she's getting a lot of pop on the disc today.
Yeah, she's thrown far. That's good too, right?
Yeah, Vanessa
where you wanna
circle
be.
2.
Having a chance.
Zoe giving it all she's got on that jump putt. 110%. I think Rebecca was giving that a little bit of a bid.
Yeah, a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some metal here from Vanessa. I'd guess about 45 to 50.
Oh, dang.
She knew.
You knew she missed it before she even
If you
missed
play
it.
disc golf, you know that feeling. It
Yep.
leaves your hand, you're like, nope.
That wasn't it. That's an awesome birdie.
That was a huge
Look how
birdie.
close she is.
25 feet,
Wow.
28. That was a great putt. It's not an easy 2 to get.
No, it's not. It's not the most challenging tee shot, but it really is like a placement shot at full distance.
Yeah, it punishes a bad shot, but it's still doable to kind of get it if you just want to play it to put it on the island, so to
Right.
speak, and then chip up.
It is hard when it's windy, though. Very
Absolutely.
hard when it's windy.
This course is a different animal
Yeah, I
when
mean,
when it's
you
windy.
could say that about every hole, I suppose.
But knowing your drive has to land in bounds, or you go to the drop zone, there is a little bit of extra pressure when the wind picks up.
Definitely. Vanessa.
I feel like her rating has gone up quite a bit in the last year.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when her and I were playing together and she was only a little bit better than me and just shot up there. She's improved a lot.
The island, we're here.
The island hole. This hole's not that far. It's 262 feet. But that is a tiny little goose island right there.
It's the shortest par 3 and maybe the scariest, possibly.
It doesn't play as a true island hole. You can lay up. The ground you see in front of you on the right is inbounds.
Exactly. If your tee shot does go out of bounds, whether you go for the island or lay up. Oh, wow.
My gosh. That was lucky.
That was
going long.
that was
for
such
sure.
a good shot, and you
It
could
was
just tell
so
it was
good, just
sliding
long.
quick. That was a very nice little break.
So
and
that's
she'll
kind of
take
the
it.
frustrating thing. I think people would more likely go for it. Rebecca's going for the layup, which is really common.
Yes.
I think people would go for it more if you could at least take it from where it went out of bounds.
Yeah, because
Instead of going to the drop zone, because it's a guaranteed 4. You can't. No one's putting from the drop zone.
no, I think it's a really tough, especially where they moved the basket to the back right corner. They made it even harder, but
Mhm.
that righty backhand shot is really tough to pull off, and I feel like Kat threw it as good as she possibly could have. It hit flat, and it slid flat.
Her angles and everything were perfect. The power was just a tiny, tiny bit too much.
Yeah, and Vanessa almost stuck it, which she would have been laying up from that side, but still would have saved her a stroke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting. There's just not a lot of reward for the risk, I feel like.
Yeah,
It's not an easy birdie, even if you do get on the island.
It's the
on
shortest
this
hole, but-
slant and yeah.
it has so much danger.
There's so much, yeah.
Good,
It's fun though. I actually really
yeah.
enjoyed playing this hole.
Very picturesque. It's fun when you throw it good.
Yeah, that's true.
Good putt from Zoe. I believe she laid up and then put it on the island, so it gets her 3.
Mhm. 3's great.
Kat will get to take her meter and have a inside the circle look for birdie.
Yeah.
That is rare.
Yeah, I'd love to see how many birdies there were from the FPO division on this.
I feel like from the FPO
3
tee
from
pad.
Kat.
Yeah, from the FPO tee pad, I feel like it sets up better for the forehand. But that's a 260-foot forehand that you need to
Right.
stop on a dime
I
on
definitely
an island.
considered it, but I like that layup game. No.
Looked like a little right side. She's got to laugh.
Yeah. That was a good opportunity, but she's still walking away with a par, which is solid here. I'm sure she's not happy about it, but that's all right.
Yeah, she kind of got that fortunate break on the backside and gave her a good look at birdie, but definitely she gets that par. Great putt by Rebecca.
Yeah, you're staring at water no matter where you are, so there's
Yeah.
just that little bit of extra pressure.
Water 8 feet from the basket.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
Okay, hole 17, 680 feet.
This one played really difficult too.
Very difficult. As you can imagine, there's OB left and OB right the entire way on the hole. Surprise.
As you can imagine.
Yeah.
There's a green over there on the right side too, and then OB behind the basket.
FPO plays a different basket position on this hole, correct?
Yes, that's our basket right there. The MPO is off to the right and quite a bit further and a little more hidden. It's an uphill tee shot. It's kind of hard to tell in film, but that tree on the right side is also very low hanging.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's
uphill
like low
tee,
ceiling, uphill.
low ceiling, yeah. Up, down, and that was a
That'll
great
be
shot.
fine. Yeah, that's way up there. This is a pretty long par 4, but I would definitely still call it a par 4. I know it played quite a bit harder, but it's definitely gettable, reachable.
Requires 2 really exceptional shots.
Oh, where'd it go?
Disappeared.
There
She
is a
gone.
Mando on the right there too, but no one's really throwing way over there. Or not that I saw anyways. Come out of that.
Looks like they're all doing a good job keeping their drives low. Inbounds,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah, as long as you have, I mean, you want to be more on the left side because you're on top of a hill for one, so you kind of get to shoot down and get a little more distance. But also, it's just wide open on that left side, whereas Zoe's having to mess with these tree limbs, and they are mean. Like, I didn't see a single disc sneak through these tree limbs. They all just got shot straight down.
They're not
or
nice.
kicked out. Yeah, they're not nice.
I saw a couple times people hit the limbs and get really strange kicks.
Oh.
Vanessa going hyzer around
I
the
love
trees.
that play. She was over on the right side. I see why she chose that, but that was a great shot.
There was risk, but the reward was great because she pulled it off.
Yeah, if you've got a good hyzer, that's fine. That's a smash. Rebecca's got a outside circle 2 putt. Probably not quite as far as she wanted it to get, but,
No, but
that was a great shot.
I bet she's happy with it though. This hole
I hope
played
so.
really tough. And Zoe just almost good, but just keeps catching the last stuff in her way. Now we're finally at Catrina's drive.
It's so far up there.
And she is
Over
going
the OB.
over the OB.
Oh my gosh.
She threw it long, and she was by the 400-foot stake.
That's so crazy.
She was 400 feet out, and she just threw it past the basket, short of the OB sidewalk.
How far do you think her first drive was? 400? Close
It
to
was-
it?
Yeah, it was a bomb.
Great shot from Zoe.
She finally got on track.
Wow, Kat, that was awesome.
I wonder if
There's
it was
that
the only
smile
birdie of the day.
again.
Yeah,
Look at
she's
that.
smiling. I love that.
That was a good hole.
Like I said, those were 2 exceptional shots. Very impressive birdie. Coming down the stretch, it's almost like they left the toughest for the last. You've already been through so much OB for 16 holes. It's like,
There's
throw
2
another
hard
one.
holes in the middle and then 2 hard holes right before the end.
Yeah, setting you up for
You can never really calm down on this course. That's like, you really have to stay focused the entire time. You don't get a break because there's always OB. There is those couple holes you can open up on, but it doesn't mean there's not OB.
Yeah. A couple cleanups, and now we're on hole 18. 413, is that accurate for the FPO tee pad?
Yeah, that seems right. Generally speaking, no one's playing on this left side. They're gonna throw it over the water.
How far do you think the water carry is?
Probably around 260,
Okay.
I'd say. Maybe
Doable,
a
but
little
a
bit
good pull,
shorter.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pull, but you know, Kat definitely has an opportunity to birdie these at this one, I think. The further throwers in our game, Kat Page, Jen Allen, can probably reach this basket. Come
Big flex around the bush.
on. Wow. That's a circle flag over there.
Oh, she's in it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely have an advantage here. You know, we saw a lot of struggling for pars just because it is an intimidating tee shot.
I think that right there, those
Because of
trees are in OB.
That's the hardest part.
The flag line is on the end, kind of like 10 feet in.
Yeah, you can see those white flags up on top of the, not on top of the hill, but they're off the water line.
Zoe getting that big run up.
Smash. Yes.
Zoe threw that
Wow.
really good, and then you look at where Kat's drive is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Zoe crushed that. Kat's pin high.
So there is an option to throw over to the left side, but it takes you away from the basket, and you know the ladies in this division wouldn't be laying that water shot up. It's definitely worth going for. And then this is the only raised basket we have on this course, which I really appreciate. I'm okay with a couple, but
Maybe not one every 3 holes.
yeah, we'll take a few. And this is a heck of a way to finish. It's a very intimidating basket. It's on a hill that wants to roll with out of bounds all over the place.
Yeah,
and we saw a few roll out, and yeah, it's tough.
Wow.
Nice.
Ending with the
Two.
birdie.
Good round, Kat. That was so cool.
Such a strong finish.
That's fun to see.
I think she's definitely happy with
She's
that.
very happy. Got a little pep in her step.
She had some great putts. They weren't just easy tap-ins.
Yeah.
Vanessa trying to clean up. Even though you're not that far away, like you said, this tall basket and the green slopes away from you.
And any of that wind, you can see there's some wind on those flags in the back. Like, that makes a big difference on these tall baskets. Pretty good finish. Rebecca
Yeah, tough.
probably wasn't
Didn't want
thrilled
to finish
about
with
it.
the bogey, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us for that back half. We got Kat in the lead, 4 down for the round.
Look
That's
at that
amazing.
finish.
And Rebecca with a 1 down too. Anything under par on this course is really impressive.
Yeah, so the leaderboard. Kat, Jessica, Jennifer Allen, Rebecca Cox are going to be on the lead card. You got Paige, Vanessa, and Hannah.
Lots of ties in there too.
Lots of ties, tight race. So it should be exciting to see how the week unfolds.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Gatekeeper, for putting this together.
Yeah, subscribe, watch, and keep
Watch
watching.
more
Yeah,
FPO.
Chase card.